So I'm about to be going out of town for about 9 days, and I thought it would be fun to make a little video running through all of the books that I'm bringing with me on this trip, because I'm probably going to be reviewing, hopefully, a lot of them over the next few weeks. So, uh, first of all, we'll just get right into it. This one I'm going to start with because it might not actually come on the trip, because I think I might be able to finish it before I leave. Right now it's Saturday evening. I'm leaving Wednesday morning and I'm getting home the following Friday evening. Uh, but I think between now and Wednesday, I may actually be able to finish this one. This is a science fiction, but it's a very like soft science fiction book by Doris Lessing, who is a Nobel Prize winner. She's not mainly known for her sci-fi, I don't think. She wrote a series of five sci-fi books, including this one. I do have the rest of them right over here, just off screen. And I think based on my enjoyment of this one so far, I'll probably end up reading them, but they're not coming on the trip. And this one is also not coming on the trip if I can finish it in the next couple days. So we'll see. Uh, with that out of the way, the other books I'm currently in the middle of that are going to come on the trip. First of all, we've got Critique of Pure Reason. I've been reading, I kind of put together a list for myself to read through of the Western philosophical canon, if you will. Uh, that it's probably at the current rate, it's going to take me like probably like three more years to get through everything I planned out. But basically, I've been interested in Eastern philosophy for a long time. I've read a lot of Buddhist texts, a little bit of Taoism, but this year I wanted to kind of give myself more of a background in Western philosophy because I'm reading all of this fiction that's referencing philosophical works that I've never read, and I don't get the references. So I wanted to be able to do that, and it's a very big list that I put together for myself, but I've been enjoying it, and I've discovered that actually I really like studying philosophy. So um, I mean, I'm glad that I didn't study it formally in college because I think pretty much the only career path is to become a professor, and I don't think I would want to do that. That's also kind of the main career path for what I did study in college, which is linguistics, but I figured out that I didn't want to be in academia forever, so I found other things to do with my degree. And yeah, anyways, all that is to say, I'm enjoying teaching myself philosophy though, and watching like YouTube lectures and stuff. Um, yeah, so this is like um, people say it's really difficult. I'm honestly not finding it that bad. I don't know if it's the translation. This is the translation by Max Mueller, and I don't think that's like the most popular, like recommended translation in current scholarship. It's just the one that was $2 at my local used bookstore. So I don't know if it's because of the translation that I'm enjoying this so much, but like this is honestly really readable. I'm not going to finish it before the trip though. But if I do finish it on the trip, I'm going to do this next before I go into the second critique because I think this is basically like a prologue to the second critique. Um, so, the groundwork to the metaphysics of morals is going to come next. Um, and if I have the time to start this, if I finish the first critique while I'm on the trip, this is only like 70 pages, so I will finish this. I'm not bringing the second and third critique with me though. I mean, I have them over there in one of those piles, but uh, I think finishing the first critique and then reading this, that might be enough Kant for a 9 day vacation. Even if I get through all of that before the vacation is done, I might need a few days off from Kant. So, anyways, also, these two I've been reading kind of on and off since the start of this year. This is a collection in a single binding of all of Jorge Luis Borges' short story collections, except for there's one that was like co-written with another author and has a bunch of illustrations. It's called like the Gallery of Impossible Creatures or something like that. I don't think that's what it is, but it's like those are synonyms for the words in the title. I don't remember exactly the title at the moment, but that one's not in here. I think probably because of the illustrations, so I'm gonna have to buy that one separately at some point. But all of his other short stories are in here. I've been reading this again, like on and off, because it's a collection of short story collections. I think it's not a big deal to read like a bunch of them and then set it down for a month. So that's kind of what I've been doing. And I really enjoy it. because of luggage space, I'm actually on the fence about bringing this, but I think I would like to bring it. So we're planning to. I got to finish packing over the next few days and we'll see what happens there. And then similarly, I've been reading this on and off. Um, Gargantua and Pantagruel by Francois Rabelais. I think it also lends itself to being read kind of on and off. I mean, it's almost always published in one volume nowadays, but when it first came out in the 1500s, it was five separate novels that came out over the course of like 3 or 4 decades, I think. Uh, so I think it's fine to read one of them and then put it down for a while. So, but yeah, I've been doing that, and I would like to bring this with me. Um, Sorry, I gotta organize. There's so many piles going on here. And then the other thing that I'm in the middle of that is for sure going to come on the trip is the collected poems of George Mackay Brown. I read three of his novels last year, I believe, two of them over the summer and then one in December. I reviewed all three of those, I'm pretty sure, so they're on the channel if you want to find them. I love his prose fiction, so I wanted to try some of his poetry, and I've been trying to read like at least one poem every day this year. I historically have not been a big poetry reader, but I'm trying to read more. So, um, oftentimes it's more than one, but I try to read at least one poem a day, and this is mostly the poetry collection I've been reading for now. I also read the collected poems of W.B. Yeats, and I got through that kind of concurrently with this, but this is quite a bit longer. So this is coming with me on the trip. Okay, so that's everything that I'm currently reading, plus groundwork to the metaphysics of morals, which would be the next thing after I finish the Critique of Pure Reason. Now for books that I have not yet started, but I'm bringing them on the trip so that if I want to start a new book on this trip, these are the options. First of all, this is like first priority among these. If I start only one new book on this trip, it's going to be this one. This is The Last Wolf and Herman, and also The Game Warden and The Death of a Craft by Laszlo Krasznahorkai. I read two of his novels and one novella last fall. I loved all three of those books immensely. I want to get back to him. This is two very short novellas and then two short stories in this neat little 100-page package. I don't know a whole lot about plot details or anything, but I know that I love Krasznahorkai, so I'm excited to get back to him with this. The other work of fiction that I'm bringing with me to potentially start is The Pastor by Hannah Erstovik. So it's kind of a funny story about this one. John Darnielle, the singer and songwriter of the Mountain Goats, which is my favorite band, he posted about this on his Goodreads, which he's on Goodreads, by the way. If you're a fan of his music and you're interested in what books he's reading, you can follow him on Goodreads. He posts pretty regularly. So he read this like 2 or 3 years ago, and he was singing its praises, and I was like, "Oh, this is like it sounds really good." Like I read the synopsis, it sounded interesting, and then like the day after I saw his post, I was at my local used bookstore and I saw a copy of it on the shelf, and I'm like, "That's like an insane coincidence," because it's not like a super popular book. Um, so it just felt like a crazy coincidence. I had to buy it, and then it sat on my shelf for again like 2 or 3 years, I'm pretty sure. Um, but I think it's finally time to get back to it. Yeah. So we're bringing this. I've seen a couple other people talking about this book in the past week actually. So once again, the coincidences are coming together that are drawing me to this book. Apparently, I actually put a bookmark on the first page of it at some point. Probably, I don't know, maybe I don't know when that would have been, but there's a bookmark ready to go. Okay, and then also found this at a used book sale recently. This is pretty cool. So this is by William Gass. I don't know if you can see the sort of gold colored ink on the cover. Oh, there we go. The sunlight's on it. So William Gass, he's mainly known for his novels. I did get when Dalkey Archive re-released The Tunnel earlier this year, I did get that. I'm looking at it over on my shelf next to me. Um, but he wrote some essays and nonfiction as well. This is one of his shorter nonfiction works. It's called On Being Blue, and it's basically just an exploration of like the symbolism of the color blue in human cultures. Um, and yeah, so it sounds fun. I think it might be a nice short introduction to him as a writer. So I'm bringing this. And then finally, I've been really interested lately, kind of in conjunction with my reading of philosophy. I've been really interested in religion, like reading religious texts and learning about the ideas of different religions, but also reading academic texts about religion. And that led me to Mircea Eliade. I think that's how you say his name. I don't speak Romanian, but I remember spending a lot of time on the Wikipedia page about Romanian phonotactics at some point in the past 5 years. I think it's Mircea Eliade. Um, yeah, this is, I think, one of his more well-known works, The Sacred and the Profane. I also bought the first volume of his three-volume History of Religious Ideas, and if I like the ideas in here, I'll probably go ahead and read that. And if I like that, I'll go ahead and buy the second and third volume. I just bought the first volume to start because there were pretty cheap used copies of that online. I didn't see like there were used copies of the second and third volume online as well, but they were like almost as expensive as buying it new. And I was like, okay, I'll probably just buy it new then. But they're like 20 bucks each. So I was like, I don't want to commit to that until after I read the first volume. So anyways, Mircea Eliade, this is, yeah, The Sacred and the Profane, The Nature of Religion, and it's, yeah, I mean, it's just an analysis of how religion works in human culture. So hopefully that's interesting. Probably gonna try to get to that. I would say for nonfiction, I think this is a slightly higher priority for me than On Being Blue by William Gass. So yeah, in all likelihood, I mean it's a 9 day trip. That's kind of long, but I'm going to be doing lots of stuff. I'm going to have a decent amount of time to read, but between all the stuff that I'm already reading, it's probably going to end up being these two that I actually start on the trip, and I'll probably finish this. I probably won't finish this, but we'll see. I mean, this is there as a backup, and this is there as a backup. I'm for sure going to read this summer. If it doesn't happen on this trip, it'll happen in like July or August. Uh, but yeah, so whew, I feel like I didn't breathe very much during all of that monologuing. Um, yeah, so I should have a review coming out soon for where to go. Where did I put? It's not in this pile. Shikasta by Doris Lessing. I don't know where I set. Oh, here it is. Should have a review out for this. Again, I think I'm going to finish this one before I go on the trip, and then I'll try to make the review as well before I go on the trip. Um, but yeah, then and I'll probably end up having a review for this very soon as well because I think I'm going to get through this one quickly. Everything else I just mentioned here, I don't know when I'm gonna finish it, or when I'm gonna review it. But yeah, so that's my reading life for the next 2 weeks ish. Um, yeah, we're about it's a 9 day trip, but I'm not leaving for the next few days. So yeah, about 2 weeks. And yeah, that's I think that's all I had to say for now.